several issues that are on the table with regard to what the Iranian regime must do or should do. One, no nuclear program, not no nuclear weapons, no nuclear program, because, of course, a civilian nuclear program can be converted into a military nuclear program pretty quickly and easily. And the Iranians simply saying we won't build a nuclear weapon is no assurance they won't build a nuclear weapon. That's called the JCPOA, and Barack Obama did it. He also talked there about the ballistic missile development of Iran, but he did not really link that ballistic missile development to concessions that Iran must make. This has been sort of an open divide inside the administration. Some members of the administration are pushing the Iranians. They need to give up their ballistic missile program as well so they can't threaten surrounding countries and allies ranging from Israel to Saudi Arabia and all the way to Europe. Should that be part of the negotiation? There are some people who are saying, no, that shouldn't be part, which of course I think is insane and ridiculous because they can attach not only nuclear weapons, but chemical and biological weapons to warheads that are capable of hitting populated centers in allied nations. And as the president says, are building long-range ICBMs theoretically capable of even hitting American territory. And then there's the question of their treatment of their own population, the murder of 32,000 people in the streets, the support for regional and global terrorism. Are all of those things going to be on the table in the negotiations, or is the United States going to seek an off-ramp by basically cutting an even weaker version of Barack Obama's JCPOA deal? I don't think it's clear from what the president is saying right there which direction he's going to go. According to CNBC, the U.S. and Iran are poised to hold further nuclear talks in Geneva on Thursday. Again, he says that his preference is negotiated endpoint here. The question really, in the end, is going to be whether the president of the United States is too concerned about the possibility of a multi-week air campaign against the Iranians to actually do it. And the Iranians just bluff him. That's really all this is about. No one is talking about a massive ground invasion of Tehran. No one is talking about a long-term occupation of Tehran. Nobody is talking about hundreds of thousands of American boots on the ground in theater. Nobody's talking about that. The question here for the president is, what is the risk reward here for a multi-week air campaign to defenestrate the IRGC and the Ayatollahs and the mullahs in Iran? And then whatever happens, happens. Because I will...
Whatever happens, happens. Yeah, that's what happens, you idiot.
I'll tell you that everyone else is watching. If the United States backs off of this and cuts some sort of unbelievably weak deal, the consequences will not just be for the Middle East, where Israel will be forced to ramp up its military even more and probably go and attack Iran itself, given Iran's capacity and increasing capacity in both nuclear and ballistic missile development. And
I wish Israel just took matters into its own hands and, experience what would actually happen in the process. But we both know that's not what's going to happen, Ben. There's no world where Israel gets to do this on their own. That's precisely the reason why our naval assets, 50% of our entire naval assets are surrounding both Israel and Iran right now. There's no world where Israel gets to do it on their own. I wish. Imagine.
Renewed attempts to support terrorism. But aside from the Middle East, the Russians are looking on. The president has put a lot of pressure on the Ukrainians and not enough pressure.
This is why I say motherfuckers like this are Israel first. If they were America first, if they actually were America first, they'd be like, we need to engineer a better deal here for us so that we can make sure we can get proper assurances that Iran won't be a threat to us, won't be a threat to Israel without military action. There is an alternative here that still plays along with America's grand design in the region, but doesn't simply focus on destabilizing Iran, doesn't destroy Iran.
On the Russians, they're probably thinking to themselves, the United States is backing off. They probably renew their offensive in Ukraine, redouble it, triple it. China probably looks at Taiwan and says, why not blockade Taiwan? Who's going to stop us? And the reality is that the United States remains.
It's the exact opposite. Part of the reason why the generals have been openly telling the media that they are worried about this war with Iran is because our stockpiles are depleted. They're worried, not that China's going to do anything, but they're worried that if they go to war with Iran, they're fucked. They're not going to be able to, if China wanted to do anything at that moment, they're fucked. They can't do anything.
Extraordinarily dependent on the microchips that are produced in Taiwan. And if you're China, and if your window of opportunity is closing, which it is demographically, the Chinese have a massive demographic problem, they have a major debt problem. If your window of opportunity is closing, you're being outcompeted, particularly in the AI industry, then why not make a move on Taiwan if you no longer fear the big red button that President Trump holds? Right? These are the consequences of foreign policy. We'll have to see how it plays out.